Hi, welcome. I've got a little update, little message in relation to how GeoVital, via my signature program, is now teaching new EMF consultants. We've made some alterations because of the changing world, our restrictions in travel, and also based on some of the experience that we have built up over the last couple of years teaching this new program. So where before it was EMF 1 and EMF 2, the two modules that make up the course, we've now sort of split the EMF 2 in two sections. We've got EMF 2 still exists, but we now also have EMF 3. EMF is the practical workshop. So let me explain to you how it all fits together. So first of all, we have EMF 1, which is basically unchanged. It's the guided online course with self-study, where over a period of about 5-6 weeks, you go through the teachings of what we have to share with you, which is quite elaborate. You have access to sections of information a week at a time. You have access to videos that explain. You can see me teaching this to people, and you play. You can pause, rewind, replay. After the course, you can even come back to it. Then at the end of that week, there's a review session online with myself and your other students, and we go over the knowledge that you should have picked up. We can answer questions, so we have about a 2-hour or so session going over the details that you have learned at your own pace during that week. Then the new section is released to you, and you do the same thing, and that's how we progress from one week to the other. At the end of a 5-6 week program, you'll be amazed with how much you've picked up. Now, in terms of getting sort of hands-on, that is of course difficult in an online course over distance, but we have in the meantime supplemented this very well with video recordings of live home assessments being done and recorded. So you see also fellow students do these assessments and get feedback on common mistakes which you can learn from. I mean, everybody makes sort of the same mistakes, or just ways we can sort of do things better. So then, you know, with your own instrumentation, you can then of course go out and do practice assessments, and you can of course feed questions back to us. And we have the office hours meetings, which are regular occurring online meetings for my pro level students to ask for the questions. We can watch videos of things you've bumped into. Enough ways to sort of ask your questions and get experience. EMF 1, that module, is a standalone program, and it's strong enough to get you out there in the industry, working and getting experience, getting a feel for the industry, making some money, earning that investment back. So yeah, wonderful standalone program. Now, of course, with GeoVital, it makes sense to do hands-on training as well, but that's a little bit difficult at the moment. And we do teach Geopathic Stress as well, which is excesses of natural radiation, which is really an in-person sort of skill. I don't think we can teach that online. So after EMF 1, we then look at, well, how do we go further? So EMF 2, which is basically newly designed. EMF 2 is centered around getting you business experience in this particular industry, and experience in kind of dealing with life and the pressures of business and time management and achieving your goals. So EMF 2 consists of 12 months access to business sessions. A number of times a year we do a 2-day program about particular sort of business staples of this industry of doing EMF home assessments. Then throughout the year we have a number of focused sessions on a particular subject, like social media marketing, videography for content creation, time management, body language, ethical communication, effective communication, all these sorts of things. So these are little sessions that come throughout the year, and you just sort of tap in, whichever session you want to hook into. So you have access to that for 12 months. In addition to that, we have incorporated a professional time management course. This is a 7-week program and this is run by another company that I'm the director of. So this is separate from all the teaching we do in the GeoVital course, but it is there to help you basically deal with the stresses of modern life, because we have so much on our to-do list. Most people feel overwhelmed, and so when you're taking on a new business, then of course you're going to have to incorporate and let that grow within the life that you've got, which is probably also busy. So time management is a skill much needed by most people, also to reduce stress, to prioritize, organize, and simplify your life at work and at home, to not only get more done that that was more meaningful to you, but also to give your new EMF consultants business so the best opportunity to go forward. So that's a 7-week program, or 7 weeks, 7 meetings. They're about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in duration. And this course is normally sold for $997 US dollars. So that's incorporated or given access to within EMF2. Then there is the creation of a website. We have a basic website designed. You can have a look at it. It's at emfinvestigation.com. And we can, with the assignments that you've done during EMF1, we can make a copy of this website, update some of the text so we don't get double content, update some of the pictures that you've made and supplied as assignments during EMF1, and my IT people can make a copy of this website, park it on your domain, your hosting, which you organize, and then you basically walk away with a functioning website. Right? It's a basic site. You can expand on it, you can customize it afterwards, but you've got something ready to go to refer clients to and put some of your information in and start creating some content. So the value of that is easily $500, so that's part of EMF2 as well. Right, then with the purchase of measuring instrumentation, which you'll likely want to do when you're in training anyway, when you have your measuring instrumentation, you can be part of a supervised online practical workshop experience. What do I mean by that is that every EMF2 course is associated with a number of dates, 2-3 days following on to one another, in which we will do supervised online assessments. So let's say you've got your GeoVital instrumentation. We organize which time slot within those days suits you, and you assess your own house while somebody is following you around with a phone and an independent data connection, so that we can do a Zoom call or whatever other means, Zoom call, and we can basically be by your side as you're doing this assessment, the exact same way as I would do it if you came here and we went out to a house and we did an assessment together. I would be standing next to you as well. I wouldn't be taking the meters out of your hand. I would just tell you what to do slightly different. So you can do exactly the same thing where we're doing a supervised online practice assessment. So you do that, you get feedback as you're going along, and at the end, we can also discuss this with the other students in your group, get some feedback from them, and so it's a very valuable learning experience. Now, we'll enroll, let's say, a maximum of 8 people on a EMF2 module, and whoever has their instrumentation by the time those dates come around, they can organize themselves to do a supervised home assessment with myself, one of the senior trainers, looking at you doing that home assessment. And you, as fellow student, then have the opportunity to watch the other assessments also unfold, learn from the feedback they get, and also partake in the discussion at the end, a bit of a debrief. So that is part of EMF2 as well. We're also giving you access to a secondary online knowledge center for the people that are past EMF1. This is a knowledge center where we store recordings of supervised home assessments. And so you get access to that shortly after you enroll in EMF2 or EMF3. And basically from the beginning you can start viewing assessments, listening to the feedback, and see how this whole sort of comes together in the end. So that's access to this EMF2 Online Knowledge Center is part of that EMF2 module as well. So it's a nice, well-rounded package of information focused to give you more confidence and skill in relation to business, industry specific, and also general. Work on getting, well, basically life organized to get more done with a very valuable time management course. The website is part of it. The opportunity to do supervised online practice assessments and having access to the pre-recorded supervised online assessments. All right, so that's EMF2. And then EMF3 has then become the actual in-person workshop. All right, so in-person workshop is done at the moment in either, well, at the moment we can't travel, but when we can travel again, Austria in Salzburg, where GeoVital is, Melbourne in Australia, Vancouver in Canada, and we're working on Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. So the EMF3 is a practical workshop where we then go out and assess homes together. So then we're actually physically together. We get to know each other much better. It's a good, fun experience. It's always a great group of people we get together. We do a maximum of 6 people, so it's very tiny, very personal. Then we also teach you Geopathic Stress assessment skills, and so that is something that really sort of limited when we see you in person. So that's sort of how the EMF Business Start-Up Course is my signature program, sort of called. We still haven't figured out a good name for it. EMF1, guided online training, getting you ready to do assessments, you're ready to go out. EMF2, business skills, time management skills, website, supervised home assessments, and access to video recordings of those. EMF3, in-person workshop where you travel to it, and we get together and we teach you home assessments and geopathic stress. And part of that, by the way, is also that you also get access to these recorded supervised online assessments. Now, in terms of what comes where, well, it sounds logical, 1, 2, 3, right? But EMF2 is not a prerequisite to EMF3. So if you've done EMF1, you can skip EMF2 if that's not, so not something you like. You can go and enroll for an EMF3 in-person practical workshop when we can run them again. Or you can do EMF2 and leave it at that. Or if you want those geopathic stress assessment skills, then you'll have to glue EMF3 at the end of it. We've made some adjustments to the pricing as well, so you'll find that the overall cost of this training hasn't really increased. It's probably more decreased, but we've put a lot more content in it and a lot more things to actually help you succeed in getting involved in this. It's the perfect time for it. The world is very much changing. Everybody, more and more people are more accepting, people having smaller jobs and sort of, working in different sort of fields. So it's a lovely, rewarding industry to be in. We certainly need a lot more help because the whole introduction of 5G and of course 6G is coming, no doubt. So the need for this has never been bigger. The public awareness has never been bigger, and we do get inquiries, and there's so many blank spots where we don't have any people in the countries where we can travel. The consultants do travel, and it's very exciting work, but overall it's very rewarding. So anyway, thank you for your interest. I hope this video has made it a little bit clearer in an easy, quick explanation on how these modules all fit together. And yeah, so we're excited with your interest, and we hope to see you inside the course soon.